with Brandon and Christina. Nah, I just don't feel like it was necessary. I said what I had to say in that moment. It wasn't much. What I said was, this is fake.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
Yeah.
Starving. And I want something other than French fries.
We wanted to meet with Anthony today. Number one, I feel like he tried to cut me out of the showcase, and I have to let him know that is not going down by any means. And he told me he couldn't trust me. That needs to be addressed.
We're being pinned as the bad guys. We bring the drama or whatever they've been talking about, and it's just not true. It's time we set the record straight and get to the bottom of this.
So I know last time we was all together, it was a nice fiasco.
Man, we all started off like family.
He was up there name calling too.
Because I'm not a selfish person who wants it to be about me.
Yeah, she called you fake. She called you.
Right. The whole topic.
I'd like to have a conversation with Brandon. I'd like for you to have a conversation.
We all have made mistakes in our relationship together.
That's all I wanted to say. All business. I'm just trying to get a successful showcase.
Man, me and Mix been having a relationship. We've been doing this.
I'm just saying.
Russell basically told me that if he wasn't saved, he would break every bone in my body. I wanted to say a lot in that moment, but he was a raging big bull. Big. I'm sitting here with a red cape. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, crazy. Woo. Hold on. I haven't even got my microphone on this time, but guys, welcome to Little Black. I left my mic over there. I forgot I packed it away. Listen, welcome to Little Black But 91. We are talking to you guys about love and marriage. DC, real quick. I really should put my mic in. Hold on. And listen, can I be honest with you? I'm annoyed. I'm gonna tell you why. In a second. Sorry, let's get my phone. All right, I'm annoyed, and I'll tell you why. I watched this particular situation, and I'm seeing people on own network and commenting behind and saying about the fact that Russell, well done, Russell, for defending your wife and making sure that you defend your wife. I'm like, hold on a minute, Russell ain't right. Like you forgot that your wife here got told. Like at first, me, last episode, I was defending Colby, saying that Christina was wrong, and Christina's still wrong. She shouldn't have avoided her, right? But what I can't take is if somebody told you what they were going to do, which is they're going to do a sip and paint. They told you they're going to do a sip and paint, and then you go and pretend as if you are actually going to do a deal with the same person behind their back on a sip and paint. In what world is that? In what world is that not copying somebody? You get what I'm saying to you? In what world is that not copying somebody? And now, don't get it twisted. Christina was wrong for the way she communicated. Christina was wrong pretending as if she had no clue what was going on. Christina was wrong, was wrong for, trying to make it out as if, like she was innocent in this whole ordeal, because she wasn't. Okay, sis, you wasn't. Okay, you were never innocent. You should have communicated with your friend Colby. You should have told her about the situation. You should have let her know, and you didn't. Okay, but what we're not gonna do is, if I've told you that I'm gonna do a sip and paint days before, I'm gonna do a sip and paint, and then you take my idea. You run it to the same person I'm doing a deal with. They tell you that the idea you're thinking of, I'm already doing it. Yeah, I'm going to think you're a copycat. Instead of that should have been a back off moment. Like, actually, do you know what? Let me back up. I got the same idea. It may look a bit shady. Let me take my step. Let me take my foot off the pace. That's all. And maybe I can work on the next one. You know what I mean? I just felt like that was, you know what I mean? I just felt that was too much. Anyway, let's have a real conversation about love and marriage, DC. I thought it was a really good episode. I liked it. I think it was pretty cool. They're getting, they're getting somewhere as well. So I wanna, break this all the way down. Okay, there's a lot to go through. So yeah, and I'm not gonna waste much time. For those of you who are returnees, we know what it is, baby. You got the minerals, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. Listen, stay hydrated out here because the streets out there are hot. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Okay, all right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you click on that notification, because you just never know when I could go live. All right, but let's talk a little bit about love and marriage, DC. There's a lot to unpack, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm going to focus on specific areas on this show. Now, first and foremost, like I said, I wanted to focus on the fact that there was so much celebration for the fact Russell defended his wife by saying he would have broken every bone in Brandon's body. Now, if nobody's really thinking about this, that's scary to me. Okay, let's first talk about that. Okay, all right, that's scary to me. Can we talk about that? Let's not praise that. Like, people are trying to praise it. There's nothing in the situation that requires physical violence. So if you will get to the point of anger so much that you want to have physical violence, yeah, I'm not about it. I'm like, I'm going to be questioning your sanity. Yeah, I'm going to question your sanity. What do you mean that you were thinking that if you weren't Christian, you'd break all the bones of my body because I told your wife is a copycat? I think we need to really, I think, I don't mind celebrating things and stuff like that. I get it, but the copycat was a bit wild for me. That was what's going to make you go and want to break every bone in my body. You know what I mean? I was just like, yo, like, it was never that deep. And if we're talking about if we're talking about if we're talking about the fact that you felt like Brandon was talking out of spec, I don't think you should have been talking either, Russell. I said this before. I don't think Russell should have spoken. It was not your business. It was women's business. You should have said nothing. You try to be the mediator, but it was women's business. It was women's business. I know some people say that they don't think it was literal. I'm sorry. What do you think when you say it out loud? What do you think is going to happen? You got what I'm saying to you? Like that, you can't say it out loud like that, in that tone, in that energy, and think someone's gonna be like, "Whoa, I think he was joking." No, like you issued a threat. You were silently putting a threat across, letting the guy know that you can dominate him, and that's how you're trying to put a bit of fear in him, rather than just saying, "Listen, I was a bit pissed off, and I was so angry that I felt like doing this." But you actually said, "If I wasn't Christian, I would have broken every bone in your body." That's different. That's different. That's a threat. At that point, that's very different to being, I'm angry and I felt like I wanted to break every bone in your body. I felt like it's normal. We all feel anger to a point. But if you say, if I wasn't saved, I would have broken every bone in your body, you are issuing a threat at that point. Whether you say, if I was saved or not, don't make a difference. That's why I was like, wait, what? That's why I was like, wait, you trying to bully this guy right now? You get what I'm saying to you? You trying to bully this guy? Why are you talking to him like that for? Just be honest and be true about how you feel about the situation. Just say, hey, look, for me, listen, it was disrespectful for me. Like, and people are gassing it up as a moment. It's not a moment. It's not a moment. Because that if that situation, if there's someone else who says, well, I wish you would have. If it goes into I wish you would have, now we've got two men issuing threats to one another, and this goes escalating. It only works because Brandon ain't gonna say nothing. You get what I'm saying to you? You're taking the pee. So I don't mind you backing your wife. I want you to back your wife, but let's not pretend your wife is innocent here. Let's not let the tears that happened that day when she was calling people selfish and yaga yaga in that moment, and then you go and you want to do the whole shebang of tears and run away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't. Okay? Right? We were sitting there calling people they were selfish. You only care about yourself. Dagga. And then before you know it, Waterworks kicks off. And now you're in the back of your car. And listen, I'm not about to now start being like, oh my God, like, you get what I'm saying to you? Russell should have never been in that conversation in the first place. And Brandon definitely shouldn't have been calling her a copycat, because it wasn't it was women's business. Yeah, it was women's business. It literally was women's business. Like, it was actually business that they were doing for women's. It was none of their business. Neither Russell, neither Brandon. Nobody should have been speaking. Nobody should have been involved. Right? The fact is, Brandon doesn't realize. Russell doesn't realize the fact that when you started trying to mediate, you got involved. You were not supposed to be involved. It was women's business. So you don't get a pass just because you didn't say anything mad. You should have never been involved in the first place. You should have let the ladies go away and have a conversation. By you standing there and being in the midst of it and then adding something, you're actually in the business. And now you're actually affecting how things go in the conversation. So yes, Brandon then felt to himself, let me make sure I defend my wife here because I feel like no, it should have been Kristen. It should have been Christina and Colby having a separate conversation without these two guys right beside them. That's what it should have been. That's what it should have been. Right? That's what it should have been. So for me personally, I was not feeling the way that Colby handled the situation. I agree. Christina was wrong in how she handled the situation. And so that's why I'm saying I can agree with that. Right? I can absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree that 100%. What Christina did was not right. I don't think it's professional. I don't think it's sisterly. I don't think it's mentorship, and all that stuff as well, right? So for me personally, that's where I said that Colby was absolutely right in that. But you started the whole you're selfish, you're this, you're that. Well then, babe, you know what I mean? So there were some wrongs on both sides in that situation, but I already said it before. I felt like I was backing Colby, right? And so for me personally, just because Colby cried and went to her car doesn't make me feel any other way. Like, I have sisters, I have younger siblings. When you discipline them and they're wrong, they do the crying thing. I'm not fazed by you crying and being like, go, if you want to cry, go to the car. That's fine. But that doesn't make me any more wrong. And I think, and do you know, it's so funny though, because I was having a conversation with my friend actually recently, saying that, as men, we try to avoid these situations. We don't want to see our partner cry. We don't want to see women cry. We hate being in that situation where they're crying because we start feeling guilty. And the reality of the situation is, just because you're crying does not mean that you're right. Just because I don't say anything because you're crying now doesn't mean you're right. Right? So, personally, I'm not opposed to that. Now, I want to talk about the fact that I don't like. I mean, I didn't like the way Russell handled it, but I think there was more to it. I know there was other parts of the conversation that he was talking about a situation about, don't have my wife's name in your mouth ever again. I was just like, I was like, okay. I think we're doing a bit too much today. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Around my wife, she tried to throw my wife under the bus like she was nobody. And y'all older than us.
Russell just threatened to break every bone in my body. So I'm just going to sit here and.
Now, he says obviously that, Brandon was Brandon threw his wife. That Brandon's wife, Christina, threw her underneath the bus. I don't know if she threw her underneath the bus. I don't know if she actually threw her underneath the bus in this situation. I think the reality was she was passive aggressive about the way she wanted to handle the situation. But throw her underneath the bus, Colby can't be thrown underneath the bus like that. You damn right know that yourself. You experience it yourself. Colby ain't getting thrown underneath the bus like that, bro. You know what I mean? And then trying to use a ploy of, you guys are older. You're trying to put that ploy, you guys are older, you should be behaving better. It's like, Russell, and what really frustrates me about this is the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is absolutely flabbergasting. The hypocrisy. Was it not long ago? We're talking about that Brandon and Christina bring drama to every place they are, and yet you guys are always in the same place with them. Let's do some quick maths here. The situation at the anniversary between Christina and Brandon, who was the instigator? Was it not your wife? And was it not you, Russell, who opened your mouth to go and tell your wife some business that wasn't your business, for your wife to go and actually be very instigating and very manipulative and actually kind of scary to bring up stuff intentionally in front of everybody about the artist that Brandon has signed? Let's not do that wishy-washy, but forgetting that we actually said things. Let's not do that. You're acting holy art thou about, don't have your wife's name in my mouth. Don't speak about my wife ever again. Like, oh my gosh, like, please, let's not do that, Russell. Because the very first episode, you're in trouble. The very first episode, you are in trouble. And the fact that, I'm frustrated. Anthony too, I don't like this behavior. I'm a core thing a thing. I don't like Anthony's behavior one bit at all. How are you choosing sides? Talking about, I can't do business with you, but you can do business with a person who can tell your business to a friend, to their wife, and the wife will out it in front of everybody. You can do business with that person. You can do business with that person, Anthony. You can do business with Russell, who was pillow talking with his wife. His wife then, at the middle of somebody else's anniversary, opened her mouth to talk and knew, and listen, it wasn't by mistake. She knew exactly what she was doing. Opened her mouth and say, how about the artist that you signed? Have you told Christina about it? And you want to talk about Messi. But you want to say you're not sure if you're going to do business with Brandon. I'm looking at you like, you're right. Are you sure you can have a moral high standing ground when you're talking about who you're going to do business with and who you're not going to do business with? Are you sure? Are you really, really sure? I'm so confused. Right? I'm so confused. What are you doing, Anthony? What are you doing? Right? Let's not forget. Oh, no. You want to, let's not forget the situation at your wife's hosting event. Who opened their large mouth to talk about them being a club, knowing that you knew he shouldn't have been there? No. I don't like people that try to fake it and try to deflect on other people. It frustrates me when people try to do that because it feels like people are ganging up, and I don't like that. Listen, Brandon is not innocent. You know, I'll call him out if I need to call him out, and I will call him out. But the reality of the situation is Anthony's coming out like he's innocent, and he's not. It was just the other episode. You're sitting in your wife's event, and it was you who opened your mouth to say about the fact that you were in the club, and you knew he shouldn't have been in the club. You knew Christina doesn't like him in the club, and yet you brought it up right in front of Christina's face. I don't like it. Don't take me for a dickhead or a mug. I don't like that kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying to you? Like, don't do that. Like, it's frustrating to watch these men do this stuff, man. Like, I need you not to do that. Both of you and Russell are moving madder than a hatter in these episodes, bruv. Madder than a hatter in these episodes. Anthony's out here taking sides. I'm looking at him like, how you taking sides when you ain't innocent in all of this? Right? You complicit to some of the madness. The argument that started is because again, you had spoken about the club situation and you shouldn't have. And then you actually, on 2 occasions, you want to talk about and here's my issue with Brandon. I need Brandon to do what Russell did without the saying, I'm going to break your bones. I need him to check Anthony. Because Anthony, on the second time now, has had the gall and has had the courage and has had the balls to talk in a crossfire to your girl. I need you to chop that up. See, if Anthony's talking about how he thinks what Russell did is respectful as a man, how can he say that's respectful, but he be out here talking to your woman on 2 occasions and talking kind of reckless? Trying to tell her how to behave, what she should and shouldn't do. Trying to tell her about how you behave in the relationship with her. Come on, it needs to make sense. It needs to make sense to me. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. Anthony, on 2 occasions, has sat across from your wife and has gone toe-to-toe with your wife in a verbal spat. Twice. And then went on a verbal spat with Colby, even the first episode. I don't want to hear Russell. I don't want to hear Russell talking about, I'll break every bone in your body. You're capping. You're capping because you didn't check Anthony when he was talking about Colby. You were telling Colby, keep out their business. Y'all got me frustrated. You know what I mean? Y'all got me frustrated. You're gonna be hyped up for no reason. I don't like people that try to pretend as if. And then you got Anthony, who is meant to be Brandon, who is meant to be championing Brandon, talking about how he's his best boy. He supports Brandon in everything that he does. He's like, he wants to get behind him. He's checked even his own wife for Brandon. Sorry. And then you go behind his back and set up a meeting on a showcase. I need you to get the F out of here. I need you to GTFOH. I need you to GTFOH because you're taking the piss. You're taking the piss. You want to tell me that you are talking about loyalty and that you feel like you can't trust Brandon. You went behind Brandon's back to have a meeting about a showcase? But you want to talk about loyalty. I need you to deep the nonsense that's coming out of these people's mouths, man. Look, Brandon's not innocent. We've called him out on the last episode about how he behaved with Christina. Bro, and he's got his flaws. He's a madman at points. I can't lie to you. But I need you. And this stuff that's going on is nonsense, bro. Nonsense. Let me finish on LaToya. No, before I get to LaToya. Let me talk about Brandon. Let me talk about Anthony's last aspect. Why are you lying? Why are you telling both Christina and Brandon that your wife is at home looking after the kids when you downright know she's not at home looking after the kids? When you know for sure she's at the party, and we know that because at the party she tells Colby that you're with Brandon and Christina. Why are you lying? What is the reason? Unsolicited, unrequested, lying under no pressure. What are you lying for? What are you lying for, Anthony? What is the reason? Tell me what the reason is, Anthony. Because you might be watching this. Why are you lying? What for? What was the point? Your wife is not at home with the kids. Your wife is at the party. You already know that. You already know that you were there. You were there when Russell told Anthony. No, Russell told Brandon to his face that, my friend, I'm not inviting you to the birthday party. So why are you lying? As if like Brandon doesn't know that you guys are going to the birthday party. Why are you lying? No, I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand. Why are you lying? What for? What is the reason? They already know that they already know that you're at a party because because Russell told them you're not invited. It's just things like that. I'm looking at Anthony like, bro, you scary, bro. You scary. It's stuff like that makes me feel like you're scary, bro. You scary because you out here talking about other people and their own behaviors, but you're scary. You lying for nothing. Unsolicited lying. Unsolicited lying. If you can lie here, what won't you lie about? What the heck? What the heck? Why are we lying? Like, it blows my mind. Blows my mind. Then I want to talk about LaToya. Listen, she's not bad. I'm not vexed at LaToya. But what I don't like is you said 2 penny pence when you were there. Okay? You said 2 penny pence when you're there. Why am I getting $10 worth of conversation at the party? You had 2 penny pence at the time when you could have been saying more. But why is it when you're at the party, you're giving us $10 worth of conversation? What for? And you're taking a side. I don't like that. I don't like that. What are you doing? I only wanted to say, I only said a little bit at the thing, but you know, I have if you don't say it at the time, why are we saying it now? Why are we saying it now? Like, I'm not even trying to back Brandon and Christina about the fact that LaToya and Anthony, but you know what? They have some credence to their point. Because why is it that LaToya is now taking the side of Colby when you had the chance to? You had the chance to say something at the point in time when they were arguing to say, hey guys, look, I understand. Why are we putting $10 worth? And she couldn't even say with her chest. If I show you a clip, you guys will. She couldn't even say the situation with her chest. If you see her facial expression when she's talking, you can tell she's uncomfortable. So why are you talking? Don't say you're not about the mess. So don't do it. You're not about the mess. So leave it alone. Yeah, sis, we don't
really consider her your sister or your friend, because obviously maybe you don't feel that way.
All in all, what I think we need to do is,
I want to see if I can get a clip for you guys. I'll try and get a clip for you guys. Where she's talking and she's like, it's like you can tell you're not really on it. You're not on smoke. You're not on smoke, sis. Come on. You're not really on smoke. You're looking uncomfortable even saying the bars you're saying. So leave it alone. Leave it for those who are messy, because you know you're not about the mess. Leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? This is why I'm saying, like, this false loyalty that people were doing. You said you're not trying to be about the mess. Then don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just leave it alone. Dr. L. Leave it alone. Okay? Because now I'm looking at you like you had a chance, you didn't want to say it. So why did you wait till Christina left before you open up your mouth to say something? You know what I'm saying? Yeah? Why did you wait to that point? It's just yeah, for me personally, it's just and the messes are absolutely kind of the editors are messy. Look at this. This is what they put when they ask, do we do the same thing? Do we do the same thing? The editors are absolutely messy because it doesn't look exactly the same. Of course, it doesn't. It doesn't look exactly the same, but they're trying to be messy. They're trying to say, hey, look, similar styles. I mean, only if it's at the same time, but, you know, I'm not saying it is, but, you know, just saying, you know, okay. So for me personally, listen, Dr. L is not about, she's not about the mess. The reality is Dr. L is not. She hasn't got the balls for it, right? Let me be honest with you, she hasn't. But I need her to stay out of it. You know what I mean? You weren't trying to be in it before. Stay out of it. Don't take a side. Now you've taken a side and talked about, you know, you're on Kobe's side, and it's like, I don't need it. Okay? All right? So, yeah. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Man, I'm just so tired of it. You know what I mean? I was just looking at her like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? What are you lot doing? I was saying to you, what are you guys doing? And okay, so now I'll go talk about Brandon. I need Brandon to stop being a little beach. Okay? I need to stop being it. I need you to stop being a little beach. And here's why. Because I don't want you, if you're gonna be a little beach and then you go behind the back and then you start talking large with your chest all large, I'm gonna look at you like you're a little beach. I need to stop that. Yeah? I need to stop that. Yeah? Say your stuff in front of people and be done with it. Don't be like, oh, I'm agreeing with you, and then you go to your wife, and then you're like, I was like, I could have said, what? Get some balls, fast, quickly. Okay, get your balls, grab them and lift them up. Okay, grab them and lift them up. Because what the hell are we doing? Right? I get it. Russell threatened you a little bit, but you can still say the truth, which is, I don't agree. Listen, hey, what I said, I don't disagree with what I said. I know it's wrong. It might have been wrong, but it was the truth. Telling your P's and your Q's. Why are you ducking and diving and dodging, bro? And then you're giving us energy behind the scenes. No. I need you to stop being passive aggressive. I need you to get acquainted with your masculinity and actually say to yourself, hey, if I have a different opinion, I'm going to say a different opinion. Right? I need you to do that. Because the way you went to your wife, you know what I mean? You're making a big scene. You know what I mean? You're making a very big scene. And I need you to stop that. Okay? All right? I get it. You're not a fighter. I can tell. You're one of those people. I can see it in your eyes. You are not about to throw punches. I get it. I'm not asking you to throw punches. I'm asking you to stand up for yourself. Don't allow him to walk all over you. You get me? All right, my 30 minutes is done, guys. I'm up. I'm finished. Anyway, all right. I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing more to say about this. I think I've really exhausted all the points that I think I wanted to exhaust. Yeah, Brandon just needs to I needed to get some kahunas right now, and not allow, you know, his wife to be a spokesman. His wife is more vocal than he is. What you're letting your wife be more vocal than you. You need to protect her. I'm not saying that you can't be that people are not quiet. Men are not quiet. I'm saying, but every time it's defending, she does the best defending. You don't do it. You don't do it. And even in the conversation with Brandon, she took up the mantle. I need you to stop being a little bitch. I need you to stop being a little bitch. I need you to stop being a little bitch. I need you to be a bitch. Okay? All right? Let's stop being a little bitch. I need you to wake up. Okay, because you can't, you're leaving your wife exposed at the very end in a diner. It's your wife that's piping up, you know, to defend you and defend them. No, it should be you. It should be you defending the family, defending her. And then when you go back to your house, you can have a conversation. You should be doing it because another man is talking. Don't be a little bitch. Please. Right? Nobody likes that kind of stuff, man. That kind of weakness is deplorable. And I'm not saying you need to start throwing punches. Again, I need you to learn how to be diplomatic, but I need you to learn how to hold good boundaries and be assertive. Okay? I need to stop being a little and fix up. Okay? Yeah? Okay. I think that's pretty much it for the show. I don't think there's anything left. I think all the crumbs have been ate. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Okay. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you guys soon. Because I'm tired of these people like